In this video, we're going to talk about travel juicing and how you don't have to stop your daily juicing habit when you're on the road. I'm Brett Canaday, aka Juice Feaster on all the social media platforms, and I'm on a mission to transform, cleanse, and regenerate over 1 million people through the magical powers of juicing. If this is something you're interested in, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can receive the videos that I drop weekly on the tips, tricks, techniques, and technology about juicing and how juicing can make you the best possible self ever. Okay, let's get into it. Travel juicing. Just because you're on the road, visiting friends, visiting family, on a business trip, doesn't mean that your daily juicing habit has to stop. A lot of people think that, when they're on the road, they don't have the capability to make juice daily like they do when they're at home, but that's not the case. There are some really great ways and simple ways that with a little bit of forethought and planning, you can make sure that you're able to make the juice, that same juices that you make every day when you're at home, when you're out on the road. So let's talk about that. Some key things that you need to consider. First of all, let's talk about the juicer. There are very few juicers that I recommend that are suitable for traveling. The one that I prefer, the best option I think for traveling, is the Tribest Shine. And we'll talk about why here. First of all, you can see it's very slim, very sleek, very small, compact design, which when you're traveling, portability is a key. It needs to be something that's lightweight, which the Tribest Shine is. It's very slim and sleek, so it can fit in a carry-on bag or a travel bag. Or if you're traveling by car, it's easily stowable, behind the seat or in your trunk, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's not super heavy. It's not like taking a Green Star Elite or one of the larger horizontal style juicers. So I prefer the slimmer, sleeker, vertical style juicer like the Tribest Shine. It's really my pick. Second of all, it's a slow juicer. So not only is it going to be easy to travel with, it's also going to extract all the nutrition and all the nutrients that you are looking for when you're juicing. We juice primarily for nutrition and for health reasons, so that's why it's important to have a juicer that optimizes the nutrition, and slow juicers do just that. Thirdly, it's very quiet. So if you're staying in a hotel room, an Airbnb, you have guests, you're staying with a friend or a family, you might have a different schedule than they have. So the last thing that you want to do as a guest is be inconsiderate by running a really loud juicer. So I really like the Tribest Shine because it's super quiet. Very important when you're traveling. So let's talk about how to travel with the juicer. Most people are just used to juicers sitting on the counter, so they don't really think about how to make the juicer suitable to travel. So what I like to do with the Tribest Shine, take the top part off and leave the rest of the juicer exactly as you see it. Take a towel, any smaller towel, kitchen towel or bath towel will work. Just give it a couple of folds. And you're going to basically want to protect the spouts, the juice spout, the pulp spout, as well as the handle. These are the parts on the juicer that if bumped in travel, or if they're in a suitcase or a carry-on bag, they can get broken. We don't want to break those. So I basically slide the towel underneath the handle and wrap it around and kind of put the towel around like that. Now you can take, I don't have one with me here, but you can take a belt or a bungee strap or something like that and tie this towel around the juicer, but it's not completely necessary. It usually works well enough just to have the towel wrapped around like this. So, which leads me to the next part of traveling is how in the world do you carry the juicer with you when you're on the road? If you're traveling by car, it's not quite as vital to have something as protective as when you're traveling by plane. But when you're traveling by plane, my bag of choice is the Chrome Messenger bag, bicycle messenger bag. I like it because not only can you put the juicer in there, but you can also store a lot of clothes or pack a lot of clothes and the other supplies that you would take with you when you're traveling. So I take the juicer, I usually put it in first and then pack other supplies in on top of it. But it fits nicely direct down into the bag like so. Fits like that. And this bag easily fits underneath the seat in front of you when you're traveling on an airplane, or also it fits in the overhead luggage compartment. So it's very easy, very compact to travel with. That's the main part of the juicer. I also like to take a smaller kitchen towel, a microfiber kitchen towel, which serves a couple purposes. One, you can wrap this part of the juicer up and protect it when you're traveling. Stick that down on top so it's protected. But also then you have a dish towel to clean up with. Let's say if you're staying in a hotel room or an Airbnb and they might not have towels that are suitable for cleaning up your juicer, this can work for that. So that's how I pack the juicer in for travel. And I'll have links below in the description box for all these items so that you know exactly what I'm using to travel with. So we've got Chrome Messenger bag. If you're traveling by car, typically, if you don't necessarily want to take a messenger bag, you can take something like a cooler bag to be able to pack the juicer in. And these are oftentimes found at grocery stores or places where you buy fruits and vegetables, or you can order them online at Amazon, or any of your retailers carry them as well. But they're slightly insulated so that not only can you carry produce and your juicer in it when you're traveling, but you can also store your juice in these as well when you're traveling to keep them cool. So that's a travel bag. Also, reusable grocery bags are good to carry along if you're headed out to the farmer's market in your area where you're traveling to, or going to the grocery store. It's nice to have these so you don't have to use plastic bags, and it makes it a nice reusable, easily packable, easily storable item there. So it's nice to have either a cooler bag or a reusable grocery bag. Okay, let's put the juicer back together here. One of the things I really like about the Tribest Shine is it's super easy to take apart, super easy to clean, which also adds to its desirability as a fun travel juicer to take along. All right, so covered the juicer, covered the travel bag, covered the grocery bags and produce storage bags. Let's talk about some of the smaller pieces of equipment that are very important to have along with you. I'm a big fan of straining the juice after I juice it in the juicer. One of the main advantages I see of juicing is being able to concentrate nutrition and remove the majority of the fiber so that we can give our digestive systems a break when we're juicing. So I like to use a fine mesh strainer. So after the juice comes out of the juicer, I like to pour it through a fine mesh strainer to remove any of the remaining fiber or pulp out of the juice. And at home I have a little bit larger version of this strainer. At home I think I have a 7-inch KitchenAid fine mesh strainer, but this is a 5-inch. So this packs really well. The fine mesh strainer screen actually folds down, so it makes a very slim, very packable tool to take with you. So I like to have the KitchenAid 5-inch strainer. A very important part is having the cleaning brush for the juicer straining screen that's on the inside of the juicer that strains the pulp out when the juice is made. If you don't have one of these with you, it's very difficult to get all of the pulp removed out of the juicing screen in your juicer. So make sure, these come with all juicers, make sure that you pack yours along when you're traveling as well. Very key item there. When you're cleaning the juicer, it's important to have a little bit of dish soap. If you're specifically staying in an airport, hotel, or an Airbnb sometimes that doesn't have a full kitchenette, they're not going to have appropriate dish soap. So I like to get something like Dr. Bronner's or any of the camping or travel soaps, because they suds up really nicely, as well as they're biodegradable, so they're nicer on the easier on the environment. Make sure that you put them in a container that can pass through airport security. Keep it under the 3 fluid ounces mark so that they can get through security easily when you're traveling. So you can pick up these containers usually at backpacking stores or outdoor stores will have these containers to pack dish soap in. So we've covered all the other items: the juicer, the travel bags, the strainers, some soaps, some cleaning brushes. When you're preparing the produce, it's important to have a knife. And most of the time in hotel rooms, you're not going to have a knife. If there is a knife, let's say with room service or something like that, it's going to be a dull knife and it isn't going to cut your produce very well. So if you've traveled and you've checked a bag, you can actually check a knife in your checked bag. And I like to get just a cheaper paring knife that has a blade cover. Very important to have the blade cover so that you don't puncture a hole in your bag or stab yourself when you're reaching into the bag to get the knife out or get something else out of your bag. So I really like the paring knives with a blade cover. They fit very nicely. They pack easily as well. A cutting board. Most hotels wouldn't be too pleased if you use their desk to cut your produce on. So I like to use these portable, flexible, thin cutting mats. I really like them because they fit nicely in your travel bag along the side. So they take up literally no room. They're super lightweight. They're great to cut produce on. They're BPA free. I make sure to source the ones that don't have any of the issues with BPA. They also will roll up into a small cylinder. They're very easily packable. They snap back into position, and you can cut your produce with your travel knife very easily. So I really like those cutting mats. When you're actually juicing, you're going to have something to catch the juice in. And ideally, you'd like to have something to catch the juice in that you can then take the juice with you. If you're traveling, you're going to be going and seeing the sights and doing sightseeing, or if you're on a business trip, you're going to need to take that juice with you on your way to your business meeting. So what I really like are the Hydrapak flasks. They're collapsible flasks. This is called the Stash. And what I really like about these, not only do they hold 1 liter of juice, which is a nice serving size for juice, they fit perfectly under the Tribest Shine spout. So it's a perfect catch for the juice that you have coming out of your juicer. And when you're finished with the juice, because you're traveling, it's important to take up as little space as possible. These collapse into a nice little package that it takes up an incredibly small amount of room. So if you can see the finished item here, it takes up just a very small amount of room. These actually come with a lid that allows you to drink out of it very, very easily, but then also you can take the top lid off so that they're very easily cleaned, which is important to keep your juice jars nice and clean. But I really like the portability, the collapsibility, and it also holds 1 liter. So if If you have 2 or 3 of these, typically that's enough juice to get you through most of the day. If you're on a juice feast or a solid food vacation, it's not going to be enough for the whole day, but it can be enough for you to get you through most of the day until you can get back to your juicer to make juice for the next day or the rest of the day that you're in. So there you have it. That's most of the equipment that I like to take with when traveling. With just a little bit of forethought, a little bit of planning, you can make sure that you get your juice in every day, even when you're on the road, even when you're traveling, even when you're on a business trip. Just because you're out on the road doesn't mean that your daily juicing habit has to stop. So I hope you've got something out of this video that will help you on your next business trip or vacation or day trip, whatever type of trip you're taking. And until the next video, encourage you to stock up, make lots of juice, drink it all, and stay juicy.